we just heard about Aaron, an unfortunate situation to say the least. Just how is he doing? Just what have you guys heard from him?
Yeah, I texted with him a little bit. He's hanging in there. Obviously, a very traumatic experience, and the most important thing I told him is that you take as much time as you need. We're a family, wins, losses, and when people go through tough times like Aaron's going through right now. So we have his back, we love him, and we're here for him. So whenever he's able to come back, we're going to open our arms up and embrace him. And I told all the guys to make sure they're reaching out to him, to make sure he's never feeling like he's on an island. I always want our guys on family in good and bad times.
Just how important has his contributions been? Ever since he got here, he's been as steadfast as anybody.
Yeah, I mean, he's I think one of the more underrated players I think in the league. He does a lot of the dirty work, and when people talk about Denver, they talk about Nicole, they talk about Jamal, understandably so. But we have guys and Aaron and KCP that don't maybe get all the attention, but are so impactful to our success. And Aaron, his defense, his rebounding, his playmaking, his toughness, his physicality. And I think this year, when he came back, he was dealing with the plantar fascia injury. Since he's come back from that injury, he's been like a different player. I think he's been so efficient, playing downhill, attacking, putting pressure on the defense, getting us extra possessions on the offensive glass, knocking down his threes, knocking down his free throws. And that's been great to see because he puts so much into the game, and you like to see him kind of get the payoff that he deserves.
So Steve Kerr's message after your game was basically the de-emphasis of the defense. He says that defense is not being rewarded enough in this league. Do you kind of feel that way sometimes, that if you're a great defender, you don't get rewarded enough?
No, I don't agree with anything that was said.
Do you have any idea how long AG might be out? Or is it
No, it's kind of right now it's open-ended. We're not going to put any pressure on him. We need him to heal, inside and out. Going through something like that is not something that is just easily. You come back from easily. That's something where you have to heal, from the physical, but you also have to heal from the mental and what you just kind of went through. So, as I told him, we want him back. We know we're better off with him, but I want to support Aaron Gordon and make sure when he comes back, he's ready to come back and play at the level that we know he's capable of. So until he's able to come back, we have plenty of guys that can step up and fill that void.
You're getting pretty good at reworking that puzzle. The starters not being on the court at the same time.
Yeah, I mean that's been the kind of the story of our season so far. But to our players' credit, whether it was Jamal being out, whether it's Aaron being out, whoever it is, our guys have stepped up, and it speaks to the quality of our depth. We have guys that are stepping up and taking advantage of any and all opportunities. Reggie did that when Jamal went out. Last time Aaron was out, Justin Holiday stepped in, and I think our offensive rating in those 4 games was almost 150. So if you're a team that's serious about winning a championship, you have to be able to deal with injuries and have people step up. And we've been doing that at a high level, I think, for the last 5-6 years.
Do you lighten the load for a guy like KCP? I mean, he chases Steph all around the court on Monday. Tomorrow, Ja comes into town, and the day after that, Shea. Do you lighten the load, or how do you handle a stretch like that for a guy who takes on those challenges?
Lighten the load in what respect? In practice or during games or?
Physically in practice.
No, I mean we went. I think for all of our players. I mean, we just got out of 4 games in 6 days, and we're going into a back-to-back against a team that's won 4 in a row and a team that's third in the Western Conference, playing at a high level. So being smart about how much we're on our feet, how much we do. But Pope, if we're going to practice, Pope's going to be out there. That's just in his nature. And obviously, when that jump ball goes up, we know we're going to ask him to do what he does every night: go out there and guard their best player to the best of his ability. And you know what you get from KCP. But he's fine. He's ready to go. We're only 31 games into the season, I believe, and we'll continue to monitor that as we move forward.
Coach, the bench has obviously had a lot of discussion about it. This last game, you counted for 0 rebounds as a unit. Is that one thing where, if anything else, they could just at least provide the rebounding end of the court?
Well, yeah, I mean, I made the point on my radio show yesterday. I mean, 0 rebounds, there's no excuse for that. I'm not talking about making threes or making shots. I'm talking about rebounding, which is a desire, a want to, a toughness stat. So That was disappointing with that unit. That unit overall, I think, has been very good for us this year, and we have to get them back. We have to get Reggie back. We have to get that whole unit back to playing at a high level, because that was so impactful and has been so impactful for us. Then I couple that with the fact that when you look at who Golden State plays off their bench, they have a Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer, Chris Paul. They have a player who was an All-Star 2 years ago in Andrew Wiggins. And they have a guy in Dario Saric, who is a guy that's been a starter for many teams in the NBA and is a veteran. And we're playing a lot of young guys in one unit. So they have to be better. They will. And I have to continue to help those guys. But to your point, Ryan, rebounding is rebounding. I don't care who you're out there with. Find a way to get dirty, get into the game, and help your team by rebounding, by defending, by doing all the small things, and those things will lead to bigger things.
Did Reggie participate in practice? Do you anticipate having him? Look like he was receiving some treatment today.
Yeah, I fully expect him to be able to go tomorrow. He was dealing with a slight injury, but it's nothing serious.